Those are the words of Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant does respond to Danny Jacobs. This is his response. And first of all, he counterpunches Danny Jacobs in his career. And he says that Danny Jacobs is he fights off his athleticism versus actual boxing ability. I do agree with that. Now, as far as, because, Danny Jacobs, of course, said that he would be the lower tier of the 168-pound division. Okay, so I think Caleb took offense to that. And he mentioned that because Danny Jacobs fights on DAZN and he fights for PBC Fox, they have to come together. And basically Caleb said that there is not enough money for these two guys to fight, and he said he would fight him on a drop of a hat. But he said this, listen.
He can have this fight, because I would love to fight him. I'll put a boxing lesson on him. I would love to fight him. I would love to fight him. I would fight him in a heartbeat. But I can promise every one of y'all right now, they're not going to let us fight, because he's not a megastar, so they're not going to send him over.
They're not going to let us fight. They're not going to send him over. Who do you think, when he says there, who do you think he was referring to? Right? It's food for thought.
Even though is it possible, though, Caleb, that because you got some similar people on the team, I think he may still be, managed by Al, even though he's on DAZN, that when that contract's up, what's that mean?
Fingers crossed, then.
Right.
Yeah.
So, back to they. They're not going to let us fight. And that just shows you, I feel that a lot of these PBC Fox fighters, Showtime or whatever, Al Heyman fighters, I think they run into the same thing. They run into their own desires, and they take their own wishes, list demands to their advisor, Al Heyman, or promoter or whatever. And they ask for certain fights, some of them, the ambitious ones, right? And they ask for that, and they don't get it, obviously. Look how Caleb Plant was responding. I'm telling you right now, that fight ain't gonna happen. Well, how do you know that can't happen? Danny Jacobs is making a lot of money over there at DAZN. No, he's not 25. No, he's not. He doesn't have 20 some odd fights. He's 33 years of age. Yes, he is. He's no spring chicken, but he makes his money. And if he wanted that fight, he could fight. He can make that happen, and he is still managed by Al Heyman. Okay, but it's certain things that these fighters are going to have to want. See, I don't think Caleb Plant would really go out for it and put his energy into it, because he's already heard from countless and failed attempts that fighters go to Al Heyman wanting to fight someone from ESPN, wanting to fight someone from Golden Boy with DAZN or Matchroom, and they sadly get either convinced or just get shut down. Either way, it doesn't happen for some strange reason. These fights don't happen. Danny Jacobs, I don't think that he was trying to make Caleb Plant feel like he's not, but how is he supposed to feel? He said, I'm the undefeated guy. If you would have stayed undefeated, that would have made it different. So he's saying it's not really about marketability. It's about your O, and your O is your total source of marketability. So you can clearly see that's that Al Heyman Mayweather mentality that even Caleb Plant, of course, he's a PBC fighter, so he's going to follow that doctrine. See, everything depends on the O. If you noticed, undefeated, if he would have stayed undefeated, what does that got to do with anything? Manny Pacquiao's not undefeated. He has, 6 losses, right? That doesn't stop undefeated people from wanting to fight him, does it? Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, to name a few. Keith Thurman, right? Last year, already happened. So that didn't have anything to do with anything, right? So That should tell you right there that Caleb Plant, he said, oh, I would box him in a heartbeat. Well, if you're going to box him, ask for the fight. Go out for the fight. See if you can get that fight made. See what your options are before saying, I can tell you right now it's not going to happen. And that can tell me right now, me counterpunching Caleb Plant, he ain't even asked. He's just talking. Sure, it's just a casual conversation. Theoretically, how would this fight, or how would it turn out if you did want to fight, or if you did ask, this is what'll happen. This is what'll take place. Okay? I would love to see Danny Jacobs and Caleb Plant. Why? Danny Jacobs is athletic. Right? He does have boxing ability. This isn't Canelo Alvarez. He's not built like Wolverine. Boom, boom, boom. Ah! Right? He's not built like that. So it would be a good fight. Two big guys going at it. And we'll see who's the best man. But like him saying undefeated, that has nothing to do with it. That just shows you the way that they think. The mentality over there. Hey, if you have the O, you can be marketed like Floyd Money Mayweather. And then hopefully you can get some of the money or similar money that Mayweather got one day when you become a superstar, when you blow up. Right? Because it's always hope. If you got that O, then you'll never know. You might be the next Mayweather, right? So Sweet Hands, I feel that, in theory, I think that this is just a response to Danny Jacobs, right? But I don't think it's actually a call out. He's saying, like, fingers crossed, but I don't think that's really a true call out. I just think that he threw the politics up as a smokescreen to a certain degree, right? Without even knowing what was going to happen. But I would be surprised to see how it develops, if anything develops. Because, again, I believe Danny Jacobs is managed by Al Heyman. Still, his promoter is Eddie Hearn. And that lets you know already, money's green. It don't matter where it's at. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think about Caleb Plant's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.